Hello everyone, another month has gone by and another month full of books I had to share with you guys that I received. Either I bought them or I received them in book boxes or publishers. Again, it's a lot of books. What else is new? You know the spiel. Let's get into it. So I only bought 2 books this month. I know, not a lot, but let me tell you right now, I got 5 on the way from Amazon right now. They just haven't arrived yet, so they'll be in next month's haul, so don't worry. I'm doing plenty of damage on my wallet. Just not as much damage this month. The first one is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is an adult romance book. This is basically all about a girl named Macy who is very set in her path. She's becoming like a childhood pediatric surgeon or something like that, and she's getting married to an older man who's very financially secure, and she's just feeling very stable. And then basically a guy named Elliot returns in her life, and Elliot was her first love and he broke her heart, and you know, that sets Macy on a whirlwind of decisions because the life she had set up for herself is changing because Elliot's back in the picture. And this book goes back and forth between timelines to like now and then back to when they first fell in love and when heartbreak happened. I read a few Christina Lauren books before. They're steamy, they're romantic, they're just kind of the chick lit books you want if you're like in a rut. These are the perfect books to read. So super excited to read this one. I mean, I'm not gonna expect a ton out of it. I'm gonna expect a good time. And the other book I bought is Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adami. I probably pronounced that so wrong, I apologize. I wasn't planning to buy this book until my friend actually texted me and was like, have you read this book? Reading taste, so I have to trust her opinion. And this book has been getting so much hype here on BookTube. It is a YA fantasy series, the first one. I mean, let's look at the dust jacket too. What? That's the most beautiful dust jacket I've ever seen. It's got a beautiful map inside, and I don't know much about this book because I wasn't planning to read it because it didn't sound like it was going to be something really up my alley because I've been kind of straying away from fantasy lately. I don't know why, it just has happened, but maybe this will pull me back in. All it says in the back is, they killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, now we rise. Well, that sounds pretty good. I know it's really good diversity book, obviously, and I'm gonna learn a lot about different magi, and I've heard so many amazing things about this book that I can't wait to read it. It is a very lengthy one, like it's like over 500 pages, so I can't wait to read this. I might wait until the hype dies down a little bit so I don't feel so high expectations, expecting a lot out of it. So yeah, those are the 2 books I bought. Very excited. This is a very beautiful book, like so beautiful. Like I said, I already bought like 5 other books, probably more actually, because there's a lot of new releases in May that I can't wait to get to. So May's gonna be a really heavy book buying month for me. This month, not so much. Anyway, the next book Atri sent to me, and that is Beartown by Frederick Backman. I have read a few of his books before. He's a Swedish author, and I really enjoy his books. This is his most recent one, and I believe a sequel to this book is coming out in a couple of months, so I really need to read this soon. This takes place obviously in Sweden. It's about like a hockey team, but it's really much more than that. This is a very serious book. A lot of people say this is the most serious yet, and he kind of writes books that are a little bit more serious but have a lighthearted tone to them, so I don't know if this one's just a straight up serious all throughout. I know there's like a murder that happens in this book, I think. There's also maybe sexual assault happened in this book. I'm not sure yet, but I'm expecting good things because I really enjoy his books and his writing style, so yay. Super excited they sent this to me. Then Epic Read sent to me 9 Days and 9 Nights by Katie Kadugna. This is one of the May books that I'm definitely planning to buy. This is the sequel to 99 Days, one of her first books ever, and I'm very excited to read it. It is a very, very short book. Holy crap, that's a short book. It's like less than 300 pages, so that's got me feeling a little bit apprehensive. Like, I feel like it's almost like a novella because it's just so short. So yeah, if you don't know what 99 Days is about, it's basically about a main character named Molly, I believe. I forget her name, and she is in a love triangle with these 2 brothers and things happen, and I did really like it. Really excited to read this. Just why is it so short? Then Simon sent me a whole bunch of books, the first one being From Twinkle with Love by Sanam Menon. Oh, so excited for this one. I wasn't expecting this. She wrote When Devil Met Rishi, which I loved last year, and I can't wait to read this one. This one follows our main character, Twinkle, who is an aspiring filmmaker, and she wants to enter her film into she wants to direct a movie for the upcoming Midsummer Night's Art Festival, and basically she wants to be the director for it, and she's trying to get closer to her longtime crush named Neil, and I think she falls in love with like Neil's a twin brother of this other guy, of Sahil, and I think her and Sahil kind of fall in like. Either way, expecting really cute, adorable things because that is what Devil Met Rishi. I like to read this book, super excited. This one comes out in June. You bet I will be reading it in June. The other books they sent me a finished copy of Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Walsh. This is coming out like very, very soon, maybe out now. This is basically about a girl that goes on a trip to Ireland for her aunt's wedding, and she finds this book in the library called like Ireland for the Heartbroken, and there she goes on a whirlwind of adventure. I'm sure romance and things like that are ensuing. And the other book they sent me is Finding Felicity by Stacey Cade. This is about a girl that like just has made up her friends like to her mom because she doesn't have much of a like social life, so she decides to make up all of these characters from Felicity to her mom to like explain to her. I'm like, oh, my friend's name's Felicity, my friend's name, that's the only character I can remember from Felicity. And her mom finds out, and basically she says, you need to make some real friends, not just, you know, fake friends, like made up friends. So that's, I don't know the gist of that. I'm really explaining this horribly, but the last one they sent me is Lizzie by Don Iowis. I don't know about this book. A lot of people are saying this is like kind of the, oh, it's like a take on Lizzie Borden, which I think was like, I don't know the story about Lizzie Borden. I've heard it's very, very insane. A lot of people have been Instagramming me and telling me like, it's a take on Lizzie Borden. I'm like, why am I the only one that doesn't know about Lizzie Borden? I don't know. I need to look up Lizzie freaking Borden, but either way, this sounds exciting, intriguing, kind of scary. Okay, I'm up for it. The next book, Quark book sent to me, and that is My Lady's Choosing by Kitty Curran. I thought this was a YA book, and then I was reading through it, and I was like, no, this is very adult. A lot of adult themes, if you get what I'm saying, because it's an adult romance book. An interactive romance novel. So basically, you're the main character, and you go to like the end of a chapter, and it'll tell you different, like it'll give you different scenarios. Like for example, do you want to get out of here? Turn to page 183. Or do you know that Carvin is just frightened and pushing you away? He loves you and he needs you. Turn to page 39. I feel like you can read this book like 5 different times because you have different scenarios. I've never read an interactive book where you get to make your choices. So I am very, very excited for this one. I think it's meant to be kind of like your trashy type of romance novels. We all know what they are. There's no shame in it if you enjoy those novels. I've never read one like that's like literally just that's what it's all about, but I am excited to kind of check this one out and the different love interests you can have and the choices. Either way, exciting, interactive. Never done it before. I got a finished copy of Stay Sweet by Siobhan Vivian. I have already read this book, enjoyed it. I'd say it's a perfect summer read. It's all about these girls that work at this creamery stand, and that's all you really need to know. It's about ice cream and friendship and romance. All the cute things. I hope it's a pink cover. Yes, look how cute that is. Super, super bubblegum pink. Oh, and on the back. I love when covers like take the extra mile like that. But he said it's not like the best book I've ever read, like contemporary book, but it's a fun summer read about ice cream. What more do you need? Dare I say not much else. Penguin sent me a few books. The first couple books they sent me were paperback copies of the new covers of Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. So I have Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night. I have already read these and really enjoyed them. I will say I do enjoy these covers, but I feel like this is the 3rd or 4th cover change within this series, which is getting very, very annoying. I don't mind cover changes so much as long as you do it like, I'd say if you have a trilogy, please put them all out in the same cover. Years later, you're like, oh, I want to change all of these covers again. Go for it. I have all matching covers. Do what you want. But the fact that this series is not even close to being done yet. I think it's going to be either 4 or 5 books, and we only have 2 out, and they've already changed the cover 3 or 4 times. That's a little drastic for me. I do think these covers are beautiful, but I mean, that's a lot of cover changes. So I like how there's a map right there too. The 3rd book of this is coming out next month, I believe, or the month after that, called Reaper at the Gates, which I am planning to read. It's kind of a romance fantasy book where we follow a slew of characters, and it's a very, very gripping and intense novel, and I would recommend it. So I'm excited to read these. I'm not trying to slam on them by saying I'm mad at the cover changes, but I mean, I don't know why we need so many cover changes. Also from Penguin, I have Always Never Yours by Emily Wilburton and Austin Sigmund Broca. Look at this adorable cover. This is a YA contemporary novel, you can't already tell. It's about a girl named Megan, who is the girl before all of her exes find their one true love right after dating her, which reminds me of that movie with like Dane Cook in it. I never watched it because I don't think it was a good movie. The same exact appeal to that. It's not a curse or anything, it's just the way things are. And I think she's trying, and then basically she gets cast as Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, and I think she falls in love with a guy named Owen. It sounds cute and adorable, and kind of sad, because like I would be so sad if people were with me and then the next thing they were not with me and they find their true love. I'd be like, I'm happy that you found your true love, but my heart got broken. But it sounds adorable. Next up from Harper Teen, I have Winter Glass by Lexa Hiller. This is the sequel to Spindlefire, which I tried to read last year, but I couldn't. Spindlefire is a dark retelling of Rapunzel, and I'm guessing this is the sequel, so I don't know. I can't tell you much about it. I tried to read it. I really did. I couldn't get it of the writing style. Oh, I love that. It says Winter Glass is coming, like Game of Thrones. I might do a giveaway for this one because I honestly do not plan on reading it, so if you're interested in that, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do a giveaway on my Instagram, but either way, thank you so much to Harper for sending me this. The cover is very, very beautiful, I will say. Then I have a couple books from Jimmy Patterson Books. The first one they sent me is Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the third book in the series. Stalking Jack the Ripper was the first book, which I read last year. Did not really like it. That book, a lot of people love it. I'm definitely the odd one out that doesn't like that book a lot. Second one was, I think, something Prince Dracula, which I really, really, really wanted to read, but I didn't like Jack the Ripper that much that I didn't want to read the second one. This is obviously the third one, Escaping from Houdini. You can tell that's what's going to happen. I also might do a giveaway for this one because I don't plan to read it. I want to give it away to somebody that actually will plan to read it rather than just sitting on my shelf not being read. So probably do the giveaway closer to the release date, which comes out in September, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, thank you so much, Jimmy Patterson Books. I don't know if I want to read it. And the other book they sent me is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan. This one comes out in October. Wow, we're getting really crazy. Basically on the back it says, in my land we're known as paper girls, easily torn, existing only for others to use and discard. There's something that they've forgotten about paper. It can light the world on fire and make it burn. Ooh, that's all I'm going to tell you about this book because that's intriguing. So I definitely want to check this one out. So book boxes, I have a few. The first one is Pacifica by Kristen Simmons. I got this in my Whimsify box in March. I'm behind. This book I don't know much about either. I think what happens is like the ocean takes over the whole world and these people have to like live on the ocean. There's barely any land, and it's about like pirates and things like that, so I have to check it out. I haven't read too many books about pirates. If you've heard about this book, let me know. I'd be interested to see what you think about it because I don't know much about it. I got my Outcrate box, and that is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. This is basically about this city called New Reyes, I believe, and it's kind of like Vegas, and we have a main character whose mother goes missing in New Reyes, and she has to go find her mom, and New Reyes is full of like gambling, mafia lords, intrigue, danger, Vegas. So I'm intrigued by this book. I'm not sure when I'm going to read it, if I'm going to read it, because I don't know. I tried to read Daughter of the Burning City, but I couldn't get into it, so I don't know if I want to read this one. If you read this one, let me know. The reviews are kind of up and down. Like I said, I'm kind of straying away from YA fantasy. I don't know why. I want to get back into it. Would this be a good one to get back into it? It just sounds interesting, but not interesting a ton, so, I don't want to sound like horrible by saying that, but I don't know, like, I'm intrigued by, like, I don't know about you. The next book is The Female Persuasion by Meg Woltzer. I got in my Lizzie Reader Club box, and I'm very excited for this one. Look at this cover and the spine. How beautiful. This is basically about a girl named Greer who is a college freshman, and she meets this woman named Faith Frank, who is a 63-year-old, like really powerful and, you know, career-oriented woman. Faith becomes Greer's mentor. She really works hard. She has a boyfriend that also works really hard. They want to be successful in their careers, and Faith takes Greer under her wing and shows her the ropes. And what does it mean to be powerful? How do people measure their impact upon the world and upon each other? All of this look different for men than it does for women, so I'm interested to read this one because of, you know, the idea of success and women. It's very hard in this world. Like, a lot of people expect women to be a particular way and have to do the right things and, you know, raise your kids and all that stuff, and some women don't want kids. Some women want to be successful in their careers. I'd say it's whatever you want to do, so, but this world does not think like that. So I'm very interested to read this book and see how we're going to talk about women in the workplace and how, you know, they can be successful. And I'm very excited to read this one. I've heard Meg Woltzer, she's an amazing author. And the last two books are from Book of the Month. I am a Book of the Month ambassador. First book I got from them is Circe by Madeline Miller. I have already read this book, really enjoyed it. This is basically about Circe. If you don't know who Circe is, she's the daughter of Helios. She is a witch, and I don't know if this is a retelling or just a I couldn't tell you. This is all about Greek mythology, obviously, because we're talking about Circe, and I love Greek mythology. I don't know anything about it though. Like what I know, you're gonna really hate me. My knowledge of Greek mythology goes to the movie of Disney, Hercules, and Troy the movie, and 300 the movie, and different movies and shows that probably are not the best depictions and the like most truthful ways to talk about Greek mythology. That's my knowledge, so barely any. So this book obviously follows Circe. It's a really character-driven story all about Circe. It's a very slow read because it's all about Circe and really driving into who Circe is. It's a very character-driven book. You're literally reading about the arc of Circe and completion, and I really enjoyed it. The first half is definitely very slow, but the second half picks up, and by the end of the book, you're gonna be sad it's over. This is the first Madeline Miller book I've read. I know everyone raves about the Song of Achilles. I don't know if I will read it. I don't know, let me know if you've read the Song of Achilles, if you think I would like it, but I did really enjoy this one and I definitely would recommend it, especially if you're really into Greek mythology. Like I said, I don't know if this is a retelling or not because I don't know much about Circe, but I did enjoy it. And the last book I have to share with you guys, I also got from Book of the Month, and that is The Oracle Year by Sule. This is basically about a man that wakes up and he can predict the future, so he does a lot of things. It sounds very interesting, and I know it's a very short description, but I think that's really all you need to know about this book is he wakes up and he can tell the future. And so I think he, you know, tries to, makes a lot of high power enemy. He like wins the lottery. He does a lot of things with that. So very intrigued about this one as well. So there you have it. Those are the books I acquired in April. A lot. Yes, I know. May's probably gonna be just the same because there's a lot of book releases that I'm definitely planning to buy, so be ready for that one. If you have read any of these books, please let me know down in the comments. Did you enjoy them? Did you not? I would love to hear your feedback because it helps me decide what to read next. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.